media trolls, y'all can suck on these nuts. That's what's up. If you're down with love and wanna make things better.
Good evening, everybody. You're all very welcome to the show.
Jesus, what is he fucking wearing? Every episode of this show. Why is it freezing? We're still good. Every episode of this show, he's just wearing something fucking absolutely shambolic.
I hope you enjoy what happens here over the next hour or so. To find out who our first guest is, let me hand you over to our MC for the evening, the beautiful Fred Cook.
Thank you, Tommy. Well, our first guest is Mr. Pete Doherty.
He looks like a bag of shite.
Well,
He always looks like a bag of shite everywhere he goes. He looks like he just rolled out of bed in those clothes. Like you can tell he stinks, like you know he smells or something. Just like BO and tobacco and cheese and onion BO. Fucking just his hands stink of piss or something. It's like, yeah, like I'm not against him. I've nothing against them, but it's a good walkout. But let's look at Tommy Tiernan here. Look at the way he's standing. Look at like he's Denzel Washington or some shit. Fucking hell.
well, how are you?
Why does he stand and wait for them to enter onto this platform and then he sits down?
Not so bad, yes.
There's an unspoken rule in talk show TV talk shows that the guest has to sit down first and that the host has to wait for him to sit down before he can sit down. So let's see if this happens here, if there's a wee bit of niggling about here.
How's yourself?
Great now.
Good?
Yeah,
This is nice, isn't it?
very nice to meet you.
Yeah?
Can you see what's going on here? It's like you're stepping on to my ring here, buddy. You're coming up here with me. I own this space. That's why he's owning it like that. And then being like, yeah, and being all weird, like shaking his hands. But Pete Doherty doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't know about this. He doesn't know about these TV show rules.
Well, how are you?
Not so bad, yes. How's yourself?
Great now.
Good?
It's not a weird way to be standing, what a way to be shaking someone's hand. There's some weird shit going on there. Like, who are you? Like, King Daddy at the estate. Who are you?
Yeah,
This is nice, isn't it?
very nice to meet you.
Yeah?
Yeah. Sit
Oh.
down there now.
I will.
Yeah.
Hey.
You still in France?
I am. I live in Normandy, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
How's
I'm-
that going?
Yeah, suits me, I think. Quiet, really. I live in a small village. My wife's, she's got a lot of family
You can drink wine at 10 o'clock in the morning and no one batters an eyelid.
in the area.
Yeah.
We're not that long married. We've got a young baby daughter and the dogs. And actually, no, I say this a lot, that I lead quite a quiet life with the baby and the dogs. But in actual fact, I'm on the road half the time, you know, playing and touring with the Libertines and solo
Yeah.
stuff.
You can get that good like Moroccan heroin that you only get in France. You don't get it in England.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
it's that dichotomy of, you know, the quiet life with the dogs and then going off and flogging it.
Good
And
job.
yearning for
Look
one.
what he's doing with his arm. Look what he's doing with his arm. Look what he's doing with his arm. Like, what do you think he's thinking about right now? What do you think he wants to do right now? Look at him. He notices it. He's like Sigmund Freud. He's like, that fucking suit, man. Honest to God, his outfits every week are just getting worse and worse and worse. They're more pretentious and wanky and like, you're a fucking comedian. You're not a writer. You're not an artist. You're not an architect. You're not a I don't know. You're not Sigmund Freud. Why you dress like this? I hate the way comedians think they have this license to dress a certain way.
And when you're in the other?
Basically, yeah, that's how I see
think
it.
so, or
I feel
something,
like I'm going out hunting sort of thing, you know?
Yeah.
But we made an agreement, me and Katia, my missus, that if we were going to do it and have the baby, and we were going to take her everywhere, so we do that.
How old is she?
18. She's 18 months now.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you got?
She's 18. 18 months. 18 months going around the world. Doesn't even know she's born yet. Doesn't even know.
You got kids?
I've 6.
Oh yeah. Oh, go on, Tommy. All right.
And is it easy for Dad to get kind of twizzled on the road?
See the glasses and all, like who wears these types of glasses? Just people that have too much fucking money because they have a TV show and they're getting paid way too much. And it's like, oh, well, I wore those glasses last week. I need to get a new set of glasses for this week and have a whole new outfit designed by Vivian fucking Westbrook or some shit. Who gives a fuck, man? It's disgusting. Anyway, let's go. Let's go.
If mom and baby are there, do you
Yeah,
feel?
it's almost impossible for me not to actually. I'm still really struggling with. Although I've managed to.
Sorry, I'm just thinking. I just remembered the comment that I'm supposed to be listening out for. I just remembered that Tommy Tiernan seen a kid 3 years old and knew he was going to smoke dope. I can't wait for that to work itself in.
Sort of curb the harder stuff. It's still, like the just basic things like diet and alcohol and not sleeping and acting daft. Those things remain. So when Catty is there and the baby's there, it's, we just all snuggle up in the bunk on the bus every night, and it's basically a bit like being at home, but
Do you feel? I'm asking you. What do you owe your
okay.
talent?
Okay, whoa. That was intense. Size of the ring on him.
Do you feel? I'm asking you.
Oof. Okay. Oof. Okay. Listen, calm down there, big lad. Fucking take it easy here. This is like a real one. This is a real one. Like, holy fuck. Like, he is actually trying to make this a real one. Like, this is the Tommy Tiernan show, and he really wants this to be something. He doesn't want this just to be the Tommy Tiernan show on a fucking Tuesday night on RT1 and no one watches it. He wants this to be like real ones with John Berthnell. Like, that's so intense. That seems crazy. Okay, wow, look at that. What are you gonna ask? Ask it.
What do you owe your talent?
What a shite question. Like, that's coming from a guy he's asked himself that question and he's thought, where does my talent come from? Your comedy's shite.
Do I owe my talent?
Not what do you owe your talent to?
No, what do I?
No, what do you owe your talent? No, what do you owe your talent? It was better the first time because it made no sense.
What do you owe your talent?
That makes no sense. What do you owe your talent? I owe it everything. I need to. Everything I've earned, it's owed to my talent. I need to pay my talent back. Like, see, my talent, fuck me. He's coming after me. He's looking the money off me because if it wasn't for all my talent, what are you talking about? You fucking daft idiot in a daft outfit.
What do I owe my talent?
Not what do you owe your talent to?
No,
What do you owe it to would be grammatically correct. Thank you.
what do I owe the talent?
Yeah.
What, you're like personifying the talent?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, the idea that you
He's personifying the talent. Yeah, even Pete Doherty caught that as well. He caught it. He was like, that's literally grammatically bollocks. Like, that is the most fucked up way to be saying something. Like, what a fucked up way to fucking choose to phrase your question. Check your fucking syntax, parse, fucking grammar, sentence structure there, Tommy Tiernan. Fuck me.
have a gift.
Mm-hmm.
that you
Now he's
didn't
going to dick wanking. He's like, you have a gift. You have a gift. Look how intensely serious he is here.
you have a gift.
Yeah, like Pete Doherty knows he's being jerked off here. He knows he's being jerked off by TV people before. He knows when he's getting when he's getting when he's getting a jerk off.
Well, the idea that
Yeah,
you
he's not comfortable. He doesn't like it.
have a gift that you didn't deserve, because no one deserves a gift because it's given to you.
Oh, that's really intense. It's like
So
Go
you
ahead.
have this rare talent. What do you owe it?
what do you owe it? What do you owe it? Again, he's personifying the talent. Can you see? What do you owe it? What does that even mean? What do you owe it? What do you owe it to? God, that's not breathing. Like,
What do you owe it?
this is going to be a long 24 minutes, guys.
I feel like I've settled. I kind of feel like without being comfortable or without it being amicable, I feel I've settled all my debts. Really. I think there were times when I owed it a lot, but I think I've settled all those debts now.
I don't think that's what he meant by that. I don't think that's what he meant, but he'll take this answer. Go
And
ahead.
it's almost like we can start again, you know?
What do you owe it? Again, what does that mean? I don't get that.
So you've squared off your end of the deal.
Well, I was thinking of the
What? You've squared off your end of the deal. Literally, guys, come on here. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? Honestly, he's just trying to be really intensely, like as if this is what being really intellectual is, just being really serious and intense. You've scored off the deal. Have I scored off? Yeah, I've scored off the deal. What does that mean? Scored off what deal? What is he? Fucking. Who is he? Like fucking Bob Dylan or something? He made a deal with the devil or something, and now he's holding up his end. What are you talking about?
gift as being a songwriter, but maybe I'm not even really. Maybe there's something else that I haven't quite tapped into yet. Because I always feel like
Fashion. He needs to tap into fashion. He needs to become a fashionista. Like I know what it is. Pete Doherty needs to get his hand in the fashion so we can all like look at this outfit he's wearing. It's like bohemian gypsy chic, fucking little Bo Peep and this fucking hat. You know what I mean? All he needs is like one of those sticks. Like even the way he was holding the guitar. See the way he held the guitar when he came on stage. He needs to be holding like a stick with like a handkerchief at the end of it, in a knot, and it holds all his possessions. And he just travels around the world with all his possessions in a wee handkerchief, in a knot at the end of a fucking broomstick. Like that's the kind of hat I'm getting from that, and the hair and all. It's like he looks like something out of like. There was definitely something from like CBBC years ago, like an old show from the 80s. Like, was it like the Moonies or something? The Moonies, was it? Was that a thing? Hold on, I need to look at this up. The Moonies? Or was it something like that? Moon something? No, that's not it. Something moon. His face looks like a big moon. He does have a big moon face. I'm gonna find it here. The Moonies. No, it wasn't the Moonies. It was. It basically was him. It was his face, right? It basically looked like that. But the guy, it was like a cartoon, and it had that hat, and it had that hair. It had that hair. It doesn't matter, whatever. Just go on with the thing.
I've settled all those debts now, and it's almost like we can start again, you know.
Who's he talking to? His talent? Can we start again?
So you've squared off your end of the deal.
Well, I was thinking of the gift as being a songwriter, but maybe I'm not even really a gift. Maybe there's something else.
Maybe he's not a songwriter. He thought he was a songwriter. Maybe he's not a songwriter. Maybe there's something else that he should be doing. I know what it is, and it's fashion. He needs to come out with a new summer collection, like the new Pete Doherty collection, and it's all these shite coats, like gypsy coats, like that sort of shit, like leather around the collar, but the rest of it's just polyester. Like he needs to come out with his own jewelry line, like loads of stinking jewelry, and you have to wear it on your like you have to have nicotine stained fingers to really make it work. It doesn't look right unless you have nicotine stained fingers and tattoos and all. Like he needs to come out with like a hat range or something, a range of shit hats.
That I haven't quite tapped into yet, because I always feel like
Poetry maybe.
I'd failed in my original artistic dream, longing, which was to write fiction and write poetry, and I never quite had the discipline to do it, and so I used melody as a way of propping up. So what something lacked as a short story, you could just chop it up and give it a beautiful melody, and it could become, but it never was what I intended it to be, which was, a beautiful radio play or a monologue,
Yeah, but you chose well, though.
Yeah, no, but maybe I owe my gift a little. Or a monologue,
Yeah, but you chose well, though.
Nah, he's off.
Maybe I owe my gift a little bit more discipline and graft, really. I think I was always I was always a pleasure seeker individual, like what's the term? Not an opium eater, a lotus.
Drug addict. It's mental because it's like this guy's a rock star. He's had multiple. How many albums has he sold or whatever? Like how many fans does he have? Probably loads. Tours all around the world, and yet like he just has stinking clothes on. He probably doesn't look like he has a lot of money. And then this guy's just a hack C-list comedian who just finally got on fucking RT1 because there's just nothing in Ireland. Mediocrity fucking rises at the top, and look at all these clothes he's wearing. He's on big money, and he just has a shitty wee TV program on RTE, and he is just looking down on him. It's so fucked up. Like,
Really, I think I was always I was always a pleasure seeker individual, like a what's the term? Not an opium eater, a lotus eater.
Yeah.
I always thought myself as one of them, and indulged myself wherever possible in most things, and always thought, well, if I just write one song tonight, that would be enough, and it would justify everything else.
Yeah.
All the mess. And for me, that was it. That was always enough. It was never. I never really thought myself as a genuine craftsman, but I think I could be if I got my head down. You know what I mean?
Is it too late?
No, absolutely not. It's just the beginning, man. This is it. It's just the beginning.
You're a newcomer. Are you in good health?
Sort of ruddy-ish,
I don't know, is he? He looks a bit.
But with the onset, I think there's some, diabetes issues and things like that.
Yeah.
But I'm not that arsed about it, really. I don't really. I think I've had a good run, I'm
You're
all right.
are you dying?
I suppose, in a way, I've got quite bad lungs. The bronchial thing pops up every now and again, So I end up having to, take a course of antibiotics, and it goes away, thankfully. But occasionally I'll end up in in a hospital bed with having to get the antibiotics on a drip. That seems to be happening like most winters now, maybe twice a year.
Fucking hell, that's not good.
And the diet, really, I can't seem to stop. Like, I've managed to stop, opiates and crack, but I I can't not do it. When that moment comes and the cheese is there and the Calvados is there,
Cheeseburgers.
and I have to choose between the cheese or the diabetes, I seem to go for the cheese. So this is, I don't know if this is some other form of addiction, but I seem to sacrifice my health for these things I
Pleasures.
enjoy. Yeah. But there is going to come a point when it's all going to come on top. I mean, I'm 40. I was born in 79, so I'm 40. I was 45 this year. It's not that old.
No,
you
no.
know?
I always thought that I've never done it, but I've always thought crack was an ugly drug. Can you tell me about it?
I think if it's cut,
He always thought it was an ugly drug. He always thought that. It was always an ugly drug. What? What? Like, he's thinking of like New Jack City or something, like movies or something. Motherfucking crack, man. Like, what are you, an ugly drug? Yeah, because people who take it turn fucked up. Anyway, Tommy wants to learn. Look at that.
with meth or cut excessively with the chemicals that make you like into a sort of clenched jawed paranoid state, I think there's definitely an ugliness to it, and also the sense of amorality, this sort of superpower amorality you have. That's all ugly, but I sort of saw it in a different way. I think when you get that really clean one, and it's more of a creamy, loose, melodic ska type drug rather than a.
Tommy's like, yeah. Like, he totally gets that. As if he knows what he's talking about. Like, I don't even know what he's talking about.
That really clean one, and it's more of a creamy,
And you get that clean, creamy one. Like,
loose, melodic ska type drug rather than a, 200 BPM
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
house, like street robbery type vibe. I preferred but alas, because of the nature of the drug and the nature of addiction, that loose, creamy ska vibe tends to eventually become the 200 BPM paranoid snatching phones on Camden High Street. So, but I know what you mean, yeah.
You've done well to come to the far side of it.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah.
Cheers, Tommy. Thanks. Coming from you,
And how-
that really means something.
How did you do that?
Again, another great question. He just stopped stopped doing it every day. That's it. Do you know what I mean? He just doesn't do it as much anymore.
Well, the honest answer is through my wife, really, who gave me the ultimatum. In the end, I can't be with you. If you do this, I can't be with you. You can't. We can't, because we always wanted to have kids, and
Yeah.
she was adamant that I couldn't do that around the kids, so it was for her, really,
Yeah. Looking back, can you, like, I know a fella.
What a dreary conversation this guy's led us into. Well done, Tommy. Well done. This is a great show you've got, the Tommy Tiernan Show. Looking at 2025 with a bright, hopeful. Just grim, man. Just grim.
And I met him when he was about 3.
This is a shit story. Oh, yes.
And
Hold on.
I knew when I met him, even though
Hold on. Sorry. I want to line this
like,
up
I
again.
know a fella, and I met him when he was about 3. And I knew when I met him, even though he was only 3, that he was going to be a dope smoker. And he is. I'm asking, when
So is 50% of the country, like, probably. A good 45% of the country. Do you know what I mean? So, like, but what a fucked up thing to say
you,
on TV.
are you upset?
Right?
Are you upset?
He is upset. Look, you've upset him, man. You're talking about all these. He just came on. He thought he was coming on the Tommy Tiernan show. It sounds like a wee Lucky Charm, like a wee bowl of fucking rainbows and shamrocks. And you came on and started acting like Sigmund Freud, and dredging up all his past and all.
Going to be a dope smoker. And He is. I'm asking, when you... Are you upset?
Right?
Are you upset?
I don't feel upset at all. I just think I connected with something true that I don't really say out loud, you know? So much.
Which was?
No, I did it for her, you know? And I probably didn't really want to, you know? And this is the ongoing battle, and this is the monster of addiction. Yeah. I was gonna... But how did you know your mate was gonna smoke dope?
I don't know.
Anyway, back to that wee story, that fucked up wee story you're about to tell. Go ahead.
Just there's something about... I don't know.
He wants to go. Yeah, Tommy Tiernan was confused there. Hold on. There was still more to suck. There was still more to juice out of that. And you just fucked it by going on about your wee story. But anyway.
Yeah. I was gonna... But how did you know your mate was gonna smoke dope?
I don't know. There's something about... I don't know.
Because you're judgmental.
Like, and I saw him when he was 3, and there's something about him. That kid...
How did you? Was he 3 years old at that time? Like, what age was you? Did you know about dope at that time? How did you? What?
Kid's gonna be a
What age was he?
dope smoker. So I'm just asking, like, was there... When you think of tiny...
So I'm just asking you because I'm just telling you that story because it obviously relates to you. Look at him trying to work it out. Like, what the fuck is he trying to say? Oh, by the way, did you know that Pete Doherty grew up in Lisburn in Northern Ireland? Did you know that? True story.
I'm just asking, like, was there... When you think of Tiny Pete, I kind of go...
Sorry, I was just telling that story. I was just asking because, no, I want to hear that lineup again.
That kid's going to be a dope smoker.
Knew it.
So I'm just asking, like, was there... When you think of
So I'm just asking you.
Tiny Pete, I kind of go, when I was 4 or 5, I was the same...
No.
Oh, really?
I don't...
I was the same. What? Oh, really? He just cut that off, and then he was like, "No, man, no." Oh, really? Tell us more, because we only want to ask you about your drug addiction. That's only anyone. No one's asked him about his songs. No one's asked him about his new album. No one's asked him about his fucking tour that he's obviously doing, or else he wouldn't be on the show. He's mentioned that he's dropped the hints a couple of times that he's touring. He's obviously on antibiotics twice a year in the hospital beds. Meanwhile, he's still touring. Tommy hasn't asked him about his music, his album, what band he's in now. You still in the Libertines? Do you have a new band now? What's going on with you musically wise? No. Let's just talk about little Pete Doherty. Little Pete Doherty. Did you know the way I looked at that kid and just knew? Was it the same? Was it the same for you?
When I was 4 or 5, I was the same...
No.
Same what?
No,
Oh, really?
I don't think so, no. I was quite I mean, I suppose I had my moments, but I think I was quite a disciplined, not angelic, but very innocent kid, really, you know? Kind of sheltered in many ways, you know? Like, my dad was, he was in the British Army.
And he was based in Thiefel in Lisburn.
Yeah, whisper it. But, and my mother was quite religious, so, you know what I mean? We were always like the army kids who would jump to attention. We were all like petrified of my dad, and you know, we loved him and respected him, but you know, put the fear of God into us. Wasn't really till I left home. I just developed this fascination.
The fascination in Tommy Tiernan's face. It's like, I think half it's put on. I don't think he is. I think I'd love to know what Tommy Tiernan's thinking in his wee fucked up head, like in these wee moments, like.
Particularly with opiates, and laudanum, and this romanticised idea of these things. And then
See, the problem here is the likes of Pete Doherty. He's just a genuine guy. He's just a nice guy. He's just a genuine dude. Do you know what I mean? He is a wee bit of an innocent soul. Do you know what I mean? And then you have the Tommy Tiernans of the world that are just reptiles. They're just media types that climb to the top in TV through any means, by any means. Bam. And like, do you know what I mean? This is all just juicy content for his Tommy Tiernan show.
once I got out there into the world, I realised how difficult these things were to actually find. You know, if you actually to find anything of quality, it wasn't like, you know, it wasn't like Victorian Piccadilly where you could walk down and buy yourself an urn of opium. It's hard work keeping an addiction like that going. You know what I mean? The amount of juggling and then the fact that it's also, well, it's illegal. You know what I mean? So you're always running that gauntlet, and then you end up sick in a cell. You know what I mean? The only Victorian thing is the prison, really. They're all still Victorian. Which was atmospheric, but that was definitely ugly, that side of it. You know.
So hard on your body, all that, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, but when you're
How would you know?
27, 28, you can just, you know, you can do 12 weeks in jail and come out fitter than ever, and like, now I'm raring to go, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you bump into Shane MacGowan much when you were...
Shane
Yeah.
MacGowan.
Yeah.
That's Ireland's answer to this whole mess. We give you Shane MacGowan.
Here and there, I worked.
Shane MacGowan, yeah.
So I was working in a bar first time I met him. He came in, he ordered a pint of Cinzano with like a red wine next to it. And I don't want to, you know, but for me, this was a glorious moment that he was like, A, I was serving him a drink, and B, it was a pint of Cinzano and red wine. Our paths sort of crossed. I was always trying to get him to come and watch my band. We were sort of called the Libertines, but we weren't. We had like a 70-year-old man on drums, and it wasn't as it became. We were more like the bootleg Beatles then than the Pistols. You know, we were 18, 19. And then over the years, I like to think he kept an eye out on things. You know, I was always trying to get him to come. I used to put on these poetry nights in the bar, and he'd always promise to come. Hey, I'll be there. Support the arts, Pete. And he'd never come. And then a few years later, after the Libertines had been signed and I'd made a bit of a name for myself, we bumped into each other, and he said, "So," what did he say? He said, "So, now you're the most obnoxious man in pop. How does it feel?" And I'm great. Yeah. And we had those, for me, really magical moments where I just got to sit with him like this, with a guitar.
Yeah.
And he'd say, "Right, come on then, what you got?" And I'd play in some songs. And it was always hard to tell what he thought of it, but sometimes he'd, you know, give me some tips on lyrics or, you know.
Yeah. Was Nick Cave another... I'm trying... I associated you with Shane just with the...
We know why. We know why you associated him. We know why. You don't need to go into it. He knows why. Just...
Somebody who has addiction issues and a phenomenal talent. And then Nick came into my head as well. Was there an awareness of when you all met each other were kind of cut from the same cloth or anything?
God, he really wants to hammer down on this. Like, they're really, like, we're really not, you can see, like, we're most of the way through the interview and he's not changing course. That type of thing.
We're kind of cut from the same cloth.
Look how he takes this wee moment before he asks these absolutely disgusting questions. Like, am I going to actually say this? And it's like, he knows, like, this was question 7. I have to answer this. Like, my fucking 1.2 mil fucking TV show depends on it.
If when you all met each other were kind of cut from the same cloth or anything?
Yeah, I remember once, it was at the South Bank Centre. It was one of those festivals where someone curates.
Oh, yeah.
What's that called? You know the one I mean?
Yeah, Meltdown.
Meltdown. So it was a Meltdown. I can't remember who was curating it. I think it might have been Shane's Meltdown, but it ended up with me, Shane MacGowan, Nick Cave and Jarvis Cocker all around the same
I hate Nick Cave.
microphone doing a song I'd never heard of. It's called The Dog Song from Lady and the Tramp, where we just had to howl. And I just really got this sense that although I knew Shane and we had our arms around each other and we were having a laugh, I got the sense that Nick and Jarvis were like, "Who's this dickhead?" Like, you know, I got that. And when I've seen photos of it, I see Jarvis looking at that. You know what I mean? I was gutted because you wanted it to be like with Shane, where they put your arm around you and...
Brother.
and you know, and you can go off and have a laugh together. But
Yeah.
so, but these are the things that keep you going. Like when I sometimes, maybe even in my subconscious, when I'm writing songs, I'm thinking, right, you know, maybe one day Noel Gallagher or Jarvis Cocker will hear this song and think, yeah, that Pete Doherty can write a tune. I must get in touch with him.
How's the songwriting going?
Starting from about
Finally.
the time Billy May was born, my daughter, I just had this really prolific couple of months where I wrote 4 or 5 songs in a really short space of time. And then a few more have come along, and then I got 11 or 12, so I've put an album together, and it's done now, and it's mixed, and now it's mastered, and that's going to come out once
Yeah, I don't want to hear about
once
this.
all the Liberty and stuff's done.
Yeah.
I
I'm
don't
going to
care about
start
this.
to,
I just care about the drug
I'm going to
addiction.
release the solo album.
So he has a new song.
What are
Let's
the
hear
recent
it. Do you
songs?
want to hear
Will you
it?
sing something for us?
I'll sing you something, yeah?
Oh, he's
Yeah,
going to sing
please.
it now. Okay, I was going to say, because I actually had it lined up here. Do you know what I mean? He has a new song
So I
out
was
just
gonna call
one
the
day
album,
ago.
If You Can't Fight, Wear a Big Hat. But my manager thought it was really silly. And so I'm going to call it Felt Better Alive.
Hold on, it felt better. It felt better. Is that what it's called? Yeah, we're doing this. We're doing this one. Sorry, guys. It's just as well I had this lined up. I did not. I just seen this, so it was all coincidental. The video's better than the New Darkness video. I'll tell you that straight off the bat. They should have made him so he's lying in the water, getting slashed up by the waves. So you're just getting wet. This is like. Jeez, he's like a fucking. What is that like? It's like Dexter's Midnight Runners. Come on, Eileen.
I gave my nights up for old songs, sound better live. I give my life over to old songs, sound better alive. I dredged the mouth of the Humber, felt better alive. Slipped unnoticed across your border, felt better alive. A song he skips and bumps along seems to fall apart, then all at once it comes together. Sing melody.
Like he's always wearing rags. See the way he's wearing raggedy shit? He's always dressed in these all like 18th century rags.
I tiptoed around gravestones, digging up old songs. Felt better on mine.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's actually alright.
Yeah, I tiptoed around gravestones, digging up old songs. It was a hell of a night. The song he skips and bumps along seems to fall apart. Then all at once it came together. Sing melody. And I'd always planned sing the sweet and soulful way as only cowboys can. But my saddle strap snapped like a dog chewed tourniquet, and the sky fell low over North London. It hangs low until
That's enough for me.
day I drift off gunfights into Lando.
So there you go, guys. We'll see us on the next one. See us on the next one.
I was in the lay-by north of Telford, and they rode lay by. And as the Tory gumped and jumped along, seemed to fall apart, then all at once ran true as a ley line in secret idea.
So with a lot of mascara